Welcome back to Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising Reboot Camp. It looks like the factory mission of Green Earth is open, and oh boy, I'm not looking forward to that one. Great Sea Battle is very much, it's a long one and can be tough to get a good score in. But last time, we got a good score in Navy versus Air, and this time we're going to be heading out to the rescue. Sammy's been waylaid by Ada. Try to help her out of a bind, and yes, try we shall. Weirdly, I've actually kind of missed Ada since, we fought him a ton earlier, but, I've kind of missed him. Yeah, this line makes it seem like this is meant to be the first map you encounter where the laser fires every day, and actually thinking about it, I think it is. In normal mode, that is. So yeah, this is kind of like Flak, Lash, and Ada all teaming up. You can kind of see it as your, like, final battle against all of them. You know, in this case, the ally of my enemy is also my enemy. Oh, well, they're actually using Advance Wars 1 music here. That's cool.
Commander! Huh? They recommend we surrender.
Oh, yeah, they kept that. This one went over my head a little bit as a kid. But not entirely. I pretty much got the implications. You'll see in a moment.
Commander!
Yes, a surrender request from Ada. That's totally trustworthy.
Really? Commander?
So yeah, my headcanon is that Sammy's letter of response to that sounded something like this.
I'm going to tear off your and shove them right up your and then on your with in the and your so then you'll have to sideways.
Yes, the enemy armors must. No, my girlfriend is in danger. We must not care about that. So okay, this is weird. They kept this line though. We start capturing their properties. This is actually weird. I almost wonder if this is a mistranslation, because I think what this is meant to be implying is you can win by either capturing the HQ or destroying all 4 of the lasers. I've never seen anybody go for the HQ before. It's really not likely you'll win that way. Hell, Eagle has come a long way. So, this is a really big map, for one. A really big map, and Sammy is stuck in this central area, all fenced in, with just, 7 units to her name. I did my math right? Yeah, 7 units. 7 units to her name. The enemy also has 48 units, so getting a good power score is going to be kind of tough, too. We need to get, like, 5 kills in one turn. And yeah, Ada's HQ is all the way up here, it's pretty heavily defended. By the time you can mount an assault on his HQ, you've probably destroyed his lasers anyway, so it's really not much of an issue. The lasers will be firing every day. It's not too hard to stay out of their range, but you do have to keep an eye on their horizontal range in particular. And if Sammy is wiped out, you lose. And that's actually is somewhat at risk of happening, because Ada with his powers, and he'll get his powers very quickly because he'll be damaging a lot of his fighters and bombers, can quite easily rush rockets and anti-air through these breaches. yeah, you've got to be pretty careful of Sammy right now. There are a whole bunch of airports in this map. The interesting thing is that if you lose this, the defeat hints actually tell you that, like, you should only care about the laser, and Eagle says the only properties we need are airports, which is actually kind of true. I'm gonna start by going for these bombers, because once Ada gets Sidewinder, he's gonna have a whole lot of bombers on Sammy's position, and if all, like, 5 of those hit her at once, that's not gonna end well. So, there are 2 mountain tiles here, and I'm going to use those as a marker for the lasers range. Because don't want to go into range of those. Also, don't want to make sure my fighters don't get hit by anti-air. So, right, in fact, I'm actually going to move my own anti-air first. I want them to be as close as possible to the enemy copters. But now I can move my stuff in. You can sail right past those mountains, so you should do that. And that's out of range of that as well, just barely. And yeah, you can go all the way. I don't want to go too far with the fighters, though, because I want to potentially get Lightning Drive, swing them back, and hit these fighters and bombers when they approach me from the other side in the same turn as hitting some of Ada's other units, but I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. Yeah, now these bombers... I had a really, really good run of this map, which I failed because I left a bomber in laser range by accident, and that always sucks. Oh, no, that's laser range. The Recon's not really good for a whole lot, besides maybe shooting a few missiles. The medium tank's kind of more of a defensive unit, but it's kind of meant to kill anti-air. And yeah, just get these copters around here. Probably don't really need a whole lot of copters down this area, but I can afford to keep some around, maybe for the tanks or the missile. I think I can safely put a copter there. And now the foot soldiers. I'll get one so I can start capturing that next turn, and then I kind of like to have my T-copter move as far as it possibly can, just so that I can potentially, like, grab the airport down there or the airport there. Those are harder to take and keep than you might think, though. So, right then, yeah, you can go there, and I'll save the rest of my funds up, I think. Don't really need a whole lot of foot soldiers besides just to capture these initial properties. And now Sammy. So my idea with Sammy is, well, firstly, these rockets have more range than you might think, so always be careful of them. But my idea with Sammy is that if I put this anti-air there, this infantry is not really going to try and attack it, is that, like, the lower part of her area is going to be safe pretty early. So I'm going to kind of bunch most of her units down there. The problem is if I start trying to send a mech down through these mountains, there's a very good chance it'll get lasered before it reaches its destination. That may have happened to me in an earlier run. But yeah, everyone right now I think is just going to bunch up and head to this side. Not sure what that will do for Ada's advance. Also, we're going to have to sit through a lot of laser animations in this map. Thankfully, there is a fast forward button. I think the laser animation was a little slower in the original game too, but I did find the sound effect more satisfying in the original game. Okay, that shouldn't have hit anything, because if it did, I'm going to have to restart this again. My APC taking damage this early is actually a little bit of a problem. The infantry get distracted by capturing Sammy's cities. She really doesn't need those cities at all. Like, it just means she loses access to repairs. It's not like her income really means much. I mean, she can potentially get an airport, but she has weaker air units anyway. It is technically possible for Sammy to win this map, and she does have a victory quote for it. It's not a unique quote, though. It's one of her generic war room lines. But at least they put one in. Oh, that copter went up. That's not what I expected. Because that means I won't be able to kill 2 of them with my... I may be able to hit a ball with my anti-air, though, that means. Okay, the fighters are heading more towards the center. Interesting. The fighters are more of a threat to Eagle. In fact, they're no threat to Sammy at all. So that's why I sent Eagle to the west, because that puts him away from the fighters. And the fighters going up towards the middle actually is very good for Eagle overall. It means that it gives his bombers a little bit more freedom in the south. Because again, like, there's zero threat to Sammy whatsoever. I'm totally fine with the fighters going towards her. But okay then. Right, so now, here's the thing. He is almost certainly getting sidewinded this turn if I kill all 3 of his bombers, which I probably will. So okay then. One of my anti-air can kill off this copter, which I probably will, because the copters are actually an issue for Sammy. And they are very good at darting out of range of that. Like, that one missile that Sammy starts with is really not helpful at all. I could go for that, but honestly, like, I have 3 fighters and they have nothing else to really shoot right now, so... Yeah, when I kill his bombers, he is going to get... Sidewinder, which means that he'll be on Sammy a lot faster. But these bombers aren't really in a position to threaten anything with Sidewinder right now, and these fighters aren't really in much of a position to threaten me with Sidewinder yet. So I think that's probably okay. But if I do this and then hit the other bomber... After the, like, really the main use of these fighters is, well, one, to take out Ada's own fighters so your bombers are safe, but once you've done that, their main job is protecting Sammy. But Sammy can protect herself pretty well with just the anti-air that she starts with. I have Lightning Drive, and Ada already has his superpower, because he's Ada, that's just how he works. Start capturing these... this tank is a little bit of a problem, because... Actually, I don't even... Although... The fighters, with 2 extra movement range, yeah, I think they will actually be able to... Well, if I attack that tank from below, though, maybe not. Because one of my bombers absolutely has to hit this anti-air, because otherwise my fighters are in trouble. And I love that Eagle one-shots anti-air with bombers. It's just so convenient. Really only him, Max, and Kanbei, but Kanbei's bombers are way more expensive. And I guess Sturm, but yeah. That's not really going to be much of a help to us. Yeah, in fact, I can very easily just hit that tank with my tank. But yeah, also one-shotting the medium tank with bombers is also great. I don't need to worry about Ada getting any more power meter, because his power meter is already full. Yeah, I could hit that with my tank. But, I mean, honestly, if I am able to do it with a battlecopter, I probably should. Because Eagle's battlecopters are a little bit better than his tanks. And it's going to take less damage in return, too. Thanks to my 15% defense and battlecopters just being really good at taking hits from tanks. And okay then, you're just going to keep speeding along. Okay, gotta watch out for this copter. It could potentially... no, I think I'm fine. Because I think if those fighters try and get close, my own fighters are going to intercept them. Which just reminds me of the weird fact that the fighter unit in the PAL in like the European version of Days of Ruin got renamed to Interceptor, and the unit that's called a Duster in the American version is called a Fighter, which is really confusing. Yeah, I've said before, but like the naming schemes of all of the and again, we can't get on those mountains, so this tank kind of just has to go there. The naming schemes of all of the units in the European version of Days of Ruin is weird, because some of the units are named correctly from like the earlier Advance Wars games, and some of them aren't, and yeah, I still think my ideal version of Days of Ruin would be a combination of both versions. That rocket's gone in a bit of an annoying spot. If I put the missile there, it's gonna get hit, so I guess I'm gonna have to zip the missile back here for now. You gotta remember also, Ada has 2 coppers up here. They will encroach on Sammy quite fast when he uses his power. I actually think my rocket is fine here. Should be. And I'm just gonna try and just shuffle my mechs around a little bit. Because now this side is looking a tiny bit safer. I mean, the bombers aren't going to be able to reach yet. Okay, so it's time for Ada's first power of likely many. But first, we fast forward the laser animations.
It only hurts for a moment.
You know, something that I actually haven't really mentioned about Ada yet is that I've always felt that, like, fighting against Ada always does feel like you're going up against, like, a predatory animal. In like, the sense that it's like, you never know when he's going to be able to get the drop on you. That's often why his maps are Fog of War, although Fog of War works against the new Reboot Camp power AI. He was actually a lot better in Fog in the original, when he would always use his power when he had it, because it was just really scary to see his units just lunge at you right out of the fog when you least expected it. But, like, here as well, for example, like, Sammy is in this really tight position, and Ada will just close on it super fast if you let him. See, I always felt like the playstyle of the Black Hole CO is always like, you know, like Flak being the bad character for the tutorial, Lash kind of incentivizing learning how terrain works, and sort of incentivizing outplaying her as well, because you want to try and force her to take engagements off of terrain. So that kind of plays into her sort of like tactical mastermind kind of thing. And meanwhile, Hawk is just all-round strong and really scary to play against, and that's fitting for a late-game enemy. Okay, right now my main concern is where those fighters go. Are they going to go to Sammy, or are they going to go down? That fighter sure took its sweet time deciding. It's going to Sammy. Interesting. I guess you're trying to stop me from getting... Okay, you split the difference. I mean, that's not horrible, but I'm just kind of wondering, I don't know if I'll be able to get Lightning Strike this turn. I would really like Lightning Strike now, but I don't think I can get it yet. Because I think most of his expensive units are out of range of my fighters. I mean, I could bomb his missile and his rocket, possibly. Oh, no, there's no way I'm getting Lightning Strike this turn. At least I get to capture these. Unfortunately, these infantry are not long for this world now, because there's a bunch of bombers and stuff on me. And yeah, I cannot bomb that missile now either, because this fighter is down here. And this is what I said about this transport copter. However, I actually think that... Oh, the airport's all the way over there, though. Not really sure if that's going to be easy to get. Maybe I am. I'm going to have better luck trying for that one right now. The problem is, if you send, like, something to try and capture that airport, you basically have to send it with a bomber escort, because otherwise it will get swarmed by anti-air and tanks. But I suppose if I go, like, here, I have some flexibility on where they go next. I should be able to safely go there. Actually, I think I'm fine attacking you. Because you're not an air unit, so you don't care about being in range of the fighter. I like those, like, spinning circular, like, things, like the black hole equivalent of radar, I guess, on top of those. Yeah, so my aim here is that I get Lightning Strike next turn. I mean, I could kind of try and sack the medium tank to try and ensure that. The problem with me getting Lightning Strike next turn is that, like, I'm not actually that close to most of his... Oh, I don't think I can get you away from that fighter. Can I? Probably can't. Okay, well, now that I know that one thing is definitely dying to that fighter regardless, I think I can slip one anti-air through that rocket's range, though, and potentially threaten it later. But I'd rather lure the fighter this way. In that case, I think I can safely afford to send my fighters over here. There's no anti-air that's close right now. And maybe I can send a couple of... well, that was... Yeah, that was a little annoying, but not the worst thing that could happen. And I think I'm fine on building... I put the medium tank in range of a laser. I knew I'd do that eventually, but medium tank is better than something worse. Okay, so here's the thing. I said that the missile isn't really much of a help to Sammy, but it's gonna be right now, because this missile can kill the copter, and then I can get the anti-air on the fighter, which I was not expecting would happen. So that's cool. Only does like 52% damage though, but... And there's 2 copters incoming from this side, so having the anti-air over here is a decent thing. Yeah, there are 2 copters there, though, so this rocket needs to move now. Sadly, I'm not too concerned with this APC potentially dying. I think that 5 HP fighter can just barely not do anything productive. And I do believe I put one of the mechs in range of the rocket, but, yeah, there's a lot of things to keep track of on this map. But, I was about to say it's only Sammy, and that's the thing. Like, if she gets wiped out, you completely lose. But as long as she doesn't, her technique rating is not going to matter unless you finish the map with her, which is very unlikely. So I'm not, like, really only her last unit is the one that counts. Okay, good, that thing couldn't attack anything. Right, that copter's in here now, but also Sammy's anti-air can kill it. And yeah, that's a little sad, because I like Eagle's battlecopters a lot. Oh, it did survive, though. I mean, it's not really gonna... Well, I say that, and yet 1 HP battlecopters turned out to be very, very effective for me in earlier maps, so I probably shouldn't be saying it's not really gonna do much of worth, but it at least didn't cost me technique points. This will cost me technique points, though. Because, yeah, I don't... Oh, actually, that's not... Oh, well, that is kind of bad, but... I'm not hugely concerned with that happening right now. I should have fighters that can kill that. Either immediately or with Lightning Strike, and I should be getting Lightning Strike pretty much now. Okay, Sammy does have quite a lot of copters on her at the moment. So I do need to start making a move on in there with getting my fighters to protect her. But okay then. As I said... Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting Lightning Strike this turn. Okay then. So, both of these bombers are dead in that case. And, right, so... The problem is, though, that by Lightning Striking here, there's a very good chance that Ada's going to get his power again. Because I'm going to be destroying a lot of units. But okay then. Well, that's gone, and that thing just attacked Sammy, so... I guess that is fitting revenge. It's one of only 2 things this bomber can attack. I might as well attack with the bomber. So while I could kill both the lasers with this Lightning Strike, I don't think I'm going to do that, because if I do, then the bombers will probably end up getting killed by anti-air and or missiles, and I do want the 1,000 funds off of a bomber. That's a little bit sad, but... Okay then, speaking of bomber though... Oh, and I have a healthy anti-air that can attack the fighter, thus freeing up my fighters to potentially go in the center to save Sammy, which I'm... Okay, I do need to kill one of the bombers. I think you stay where you are and kill this bomber. And then I think I'll use your Lightning Strike movement to kill that fighter. Meanwhile, I'm gonna... oh, actually, hang on a minute. Wait, no. I'm allowed to go into laser range right now, because I'll be lightning striking everything out of laser range, hopefully. So, yeah, this thing can kill that. Actually, I could have waited and let my anti-air do it. That probably would have been better, but I realized while I was making the move. And, yeah, APCs get to move twice during Lightning Strike, but I only really need 1 move to get my guy there where he needs to be. And yeah, he has Sidewinder, which means that you get attacked. Unless... Oh, that's going to throw away my copters to the anti-air. But... Actually, no, it's probably better if I use those copters to block instead of throwing them away to the anti-air. So I guess I can just hit this and then... and then lightning drive into a better position. Or strike up... Yeah, first game... Yeah, I'm definitely got a little bit of that first game, I was about to say, like, what's the brain equivalent of muscle memory? Then I'm like, oh wait, that's literally just a memory. That's like a classic, that moment in Critical Role where Travis Willingham says, I can't do reverse math. And the others are like, wait, you mean subtraction? And there's an anti-air there. Oh, actually, this will be interesting. I can show that you can load something in a transport and then move with it in the same turn via lightning drive. And since I'll be able to afford a bomber next turn regardless, I may as well just build, because that's a tank, I probably should just build a tank of my own. That means, okay, 7,000. Alright, oh, yeah, I won't be able to build a bomber next turn anyway, but I need an extra turn to get that. Okay, lightning strike time!
Sammy, I've made mistakes before, but I'm going to make it all up to you. Starting right here, right now.
That is a new unique power quote for Reboot Camp. That wasn't there in the original.
Lightning strike.
And I really like that because it sort of turns this map into an Eagle redemption arc, which, yeah, Eagle didn't really get one of those in the original game. Because, like, Amira Darkly was always treated as the Sonya redemption arc, but Eagle desperately needed a redemption arc too, because of all the things he did in the first game, and it's kind of cool they're treating this mission as that one for him. Of course, it also is, you know, a bit more Eagle Sammy shipping, which I always appreciate. But okay then, I've got a fighter that is here. So this fighter can now move in to start guarding Sammy, which is good, because she's about to get swarmed by copters. In fact, swarm is the apt word here, because there's already like 3 of them that are going to be able to attack her now.
Yes.
Yes, guard the Orange Star CEO and her troops. That's a little easier said than done with all these fighters, with all these copters around. Actually, you know, this is so strange and dumb. But, like, if I put the bomber there, that successfully blocks the mech from being hit by a tank, and the anti-air won't be able to reach the bomber from there, and it's better than potentially losing my tank to that, so yeah. But here is yet more fun with Eagle, one-shotting infantry even when they're on cities. I sincerely hope this is fine. Because I had to restart this due to basically losing one of my bombers, and I really don't want that to happen again. Okay, yeah, I do. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. Oh, no, you still can't reach, right. But still, I think I will put this tank here just in case. I would like to start capturing that city, but, guess I'm a little close. Oh, hey, I can do this. He has his power anyway, so it's not like this is going to set me back very much. Now, where do these fighters go? I think it's probably okay if I send them into the center now. Because right now, there's not a whole ton they need to do besides not die. But I am glad that I took out those bombers before they started to get into my base, because then I can't build infantry to inflate my technique score, because the infantry will just, like, die. And that happened in an earlier attempt at this. Speaking of... okay. So, yeah, speaking of dying, yeah. This could be a problem. My missile isn't quite in the right spot to deal with stuff. And yeah, this rocket is... the rocket is, unfortunately, I don't think this rocket is going to survive this turn. I don't think there's anywhere it can go where the copters don't just kill it, so... I'm sorry, rocket, you might as well go out swinging. Again, though, really the only unit that matters for Sammy is the last one, and right now I'm just going to surround this missile so that at least... oh, hey, I can actually shoot something with the missile, though. I suppose the missile does run the risk of running out of ammo if you let all of Sammy's cities get captured, but, oh, she doesn't have an APC, though. I mean, that APC is also probably going to die this turn, but still. And yeah, Sammy's kind of close to her power, but it's not really like her power is going to help all that much here, except for the defense bonus. The defense bonus might be kind of okay. Okay, please tell me I had nothing in range of the lasers. I don't think I did.
Delicious.
But speaking of Sammy's power,
Sidewinder.
which is not Sidewinder, it would be really funny if she could get Victory March and get the HQ. I think that's theoretically possible, but it would take a while to build up that much power charge with her, and I don't know if it would really... yeah, it would not get you a good rank, but it would be funny. But on the subject of Sammy's power, I can now talk about, part of the reason why I actually ship Eagle and Sammy so much is just how hilariously insane they are as a combo in Dual Strike. So, in Dual Strike, you can have a tag team of COs, and if both of their power meters full up, you can use a tag power, or Dual Strike, which lets you use one of their superpowers, then swap to the other one and use the other superpower in the same turn, refreshing all of your units. So it's effectively like an Eagle Lightning Strike that also affects infantry as well. But here's the thing, I probably shouldn't have put this recon here, but oh well. But the thing about that is that if you do a tag team with Eagle and Sammy, you start out with Eagle in the first spot, you have to make sure you initiate the Dual Strike with Eagle, otherwise Lightning Strike is going to do basically nothing. You move all of Eagle's units, then use Lightning Strike, so that you get that going, and you get to move all of his non-infantry units again, including transports. This is important. Then, after you're done with that Lightning Strike rampage, you then switch to Sammy and get Victory March, which means you get to move your transports twice, unload an infantry or mech unit on, like, the enemy HQ, and then just instantly win from, like, halfway across the map, because Eagle and Sammy. In addition to all that, Eagle and Sammy have a, basically, COs get a tag affinity with each other based on how much they like each other. Like, for example, the leader of Black Hole has minus 20% with everybody in the Allied nations, and Lash has a bad affinity with Olaf because she destroyed his hometown. Hilariously, though, let's just say the worst tag affinity in the game is actually pretty hilarious, but I don't want to spoil what that is. I'll talk about that if I play Dual Strike on the channel. But yeah, so Eagle and Sammy have a tag affinity of 3 stars, the best in the game, and which means they get a 30% firepower bonus when using their tag power on top of the bonus they get from their CO powers individually. And also, those 3 stars mean they get extra luck damage as well. It is just kind of insane. I think the only pairing that has an even better luck damage than them with their power is Sonya and Kanbei, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think Sammy's in a good position to kill off all of the air units that are threatening her right now. So I should be able to destroy this. The other copter is in range of Sammy's missile, so I won't go for that. Technically, that's also in range of, like, Sammy's anti-air, so I don't really need to go for that either. But, I mean, the anti-air could also kill the infantry, which this fighter can't do, so I guess I can do this. I have this bomber in here. So my idea is to, like, get 4 bombers in the middle, and then just attack all the lasers at the same time and just win. But, we'll see how well that works. Yeah, these anti-air are fairly defensive. They'll stay around the lasers just to make sure that you can't destroy them with a bomber without, you can't destroy the laser without sacking a bomber. However, I do believe that, actually, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I don't think that anti-air can reach me, but those could be famous last words. And this tank was really just an extra unit to salvage technique. I don't even need to have it attack the artillery. As long as it stays out of range of the artillery, it's fine. I'm going to be able to get bombers out of here anyway, and they'll be in range of that from the beginning. So maybe it's better if I actually send this bomber more north towards the other laser. Because if any of my bombers take any damage, it's basically over. I should be okay here, I think. And now my, I was going to say my copters and tank can take this out, but my tank is probably better served attacking the anti-air. Oh, actually, no, if I do that, then the bomber gets lasered, so I obviously can't do that. Good thing I realized that in time. This thing has more defense than usual, but I am kind of wondering if I do. Okay, I think I am going to go for this. I'm kind of banking on getting good luck damage here, so let's see how much this does. I just want this bomber to stay at 10 HP. And it may go down. I mean, that thing's probably going to run away and repair, though. Okay, now, as I said... Oh, right, the missile's only on 8 HP, but... I mean, no reason not to do this, really.
I'm unbeatable.
Yeah, you better stay unbeatable here.
Double time.
I just want that extra defense. If it was firepower, then this copter might have actually died, but that's also a thing in Dual Strike. You get a 10% firepower bonus instead of 10% defense for using your power. Only 75%, yeah. Although, yeah, Sammy Mech does more damage to that kind of thing than an anti-air. The problem is, like, I honestly do not care at all about, like, that 3 HP unit capturing that property. No reason to waste perfectly good mechs on it. Let's instead do this, and just kind of bunch ourselves up so that we don't get killed by that medium tank. That's really the main threat to Sammy right now. Okay, so at this point, I get the airport soon. Unless that tank was in range. There's always, again, just so many variables, so much to keep track of. Always just one little tiny thing that you miss, and it sets you back a whole lot. And yeah, I thought you'd do that too. Okay. I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about the medium tank, but I will be able to bomb the medium tank with Eagle, probably. That anti-air did go into a position where it can better defend that laser. Interesting. And, what is that, 1 HP? No, that 1 HP anti-air just did nothing of consequence, really. So yeah, now we're well and truly in the destroy the laser phase of this map. Oh, we got an anti-air incoming down here. Although, I do have a medium tank and a regular tank. And a medium tank is pretty, this is not a great situation to be in, though, right now. So I sort of want to send this copter backwards to take that thing down. Although, oh no, I kind of need to kill that. Although actually, I think this anti-air can finish off this 2 HP anti-air. Tank can finish this tank. The problem is this anti-air is going to kill the copter if I do that. But I may need to if it means me getting this airport. Although, actually, maybe I should have blocked with the fighter instead. Because there's not a whole lot of units that these fighters are useful against right now. So they're pretty much reduced to being glorified walls at this point. But now, that laser is pretty much totally, as a meme would say, alone and unprotected. Because now I can just, do this. I think I should be totally safe in doing this. So that's one laser down. Okay, good. I had a heart attack for a second, but yeah, no, that one's one below. Oh, right, we established that I needed to bomb this. Because, okay, now Sammy is a lot safer. And I put you in laser ramp. I mean, yeah, aside from do this, there's really not a whole lot Sammy needs to do at this point. Or, I mean, she can try and recapture her cities. Not they were probably really her cities to begin with. They're probably just Green Earth cities that were supplying her troops. But while we're approaching what should hopefully be the twilight of this map... That's weird that I should say this when I'm about to talk about my personal better love story than Twilight. Except Twilight's actually gone through a bit of a resurgence lately. Well, not so much a resurgence, and more that people have been reevaluating it as actually not as horrible as they thought. Or at least even if it was, that they were too harsh on it. But anyway, yeah. So, part of why I like Eagle and Sammy is because of the sheer brokenness they unleash as a pair-up in Dual Strike. But the other reason is, I just feel like in what little scenes they have together, they do get a lot of quite nice developments. Their development in the first game is pretty minimal, and there's definitely a little more in Dual Strike, but it kind of is reliant on you choosing them as combinations for certain missions. Okay, let me just check. I've only lost 3, but I'll probably lose more when this anti-air starts attacking thing. Oh, actually, wait, no, it's not going to really do much because I can actually get my medium tank on it. But, like, the thing about, like, Eagle and Sammy is that, yeah, Eagle was kind of a jerk to her in the first game, kind of even more so in the original. They sort of toned down a little bit of it in the remake, which, honestly, I'm not actually a huge fan of them toning that down, just because I felt like, it kind of made Sammy's angry outburst at him a lot more justified, and I actually felt like that moment was, I feel like that moment was I just noticed he has a fighter there. I'm glad I saw that out of the corner of my eye, because otherwise I might have been too caught up in my tangents to realize until it was too late. But I have a lot of fighters, so yeah, I'm actually not hugely concerned about that right now. I think I should be able to send my bombers around here and be kind of content in them being relatively safe from stuff, because... So yeah, I'm going to do this to make sure that no matter what... Oh, I can get the first strike on him anyway, although that's in missile range, so I really shouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm going to arrange things that no matter what he does, I'll be able to... Oh, some of my things are starting to run low on fuel. That's interesting. I think I'll put this bomber here. Oh yeah, it's also starting to run a little low on fuel. Gives me a bit of a soft time limit to finish this off. But, yeah, what I was saying about the Sammy thing is that... I can even have Sammy do the honor of finishing off that fighter if I wanted to. Is that I always felt like that moment was kind of the catalyst of the Eagle and Sammy shipping, and not in the sense of like a, I can fix him jerk boyfriend kind of situation, but more in the sense that I feel like Sammy was the first person to genuinely call out Eagle for being a jerk. Like, when Sammy, did that to him, and when he said, I apologize for my behavior, it was inappropriate, that was pretty much the first time, I feel, in maybe a long time, or possibly even ever, that somebody, that Eagle ever realized, yeah, you know what, I actually am kind of a dick. And I feel like that, again, there's no real indication this was sort of the case, but, in terms of my interpretation of things, it does make me wonder whether that was the point where Eagle started thinking, about Sammy and, that, again, she was able to call him out when nobody else did, and that probably caused him to reevaluate things. I don't know, that's I guess, a little bit of my headcanon as to maybe how the Eagle and Sammy ship is justified. There's also this mission too. I've actually forgotten the ending dialogue of this one. It's been so long since I last played it. It's also one that I believe I may have skipped on my first playthrough, because this one actually did look really complicated when I first tried it. Okay, finally I can do this. Okay, this is really sad, but I did kind of think about something. I could potentially sack one of my fighters to try and get Lightning Drive. And seeing as... to try and get Lightning Strike, and seeing as Lightning Strike will probably win the mission for me, that may actually be something I need to do. I am very sorry about this fight. I need to make sure that it's only one fighter that I sacrifice, though. Because otherwise my technique is going to potentially start hurting. And I want to make sure in that case that I kill that with Eagle, because he's getting Sidewinder anyway, and with this, then Eagle gets closer to getting Lightning Strike. Actually, hang on, what am I thinking? Even without Lightning Strike, I win next turn if I have a Bomber in range of all of the... oh, that's kind of unfortunate. But in that case, I guess I can get, like, a medium tank from out of range of the... Okay, well, there's going to be two things in range of it anyway, but, I'm hoping that, like, some stuff down here doesn't die at least. But I should have this next turn. It's just, I threw away that fighter for nothing.
A battle with...
But yeah, I don't really know if there's much in the way of, like, an actual Eagle and Sammy shipping scene. I was originally going to look up, like, fan art of it to try and use as this episode's thumbnail, and then I realized, one, I could potentially run into fan art that is maybe not safe for work that way, and two, I wouldn't want to use someone's fan art without their permission. And it would take a while to actually, like, you know, ask somebody for permission to use it. But yeah, I really don't know, like, what the Advance Wars scene is like on, like, you know, Archive of our Own or, something. It's probably not huge. Like, definitely not particularly huge. Because I'm pretty sure, like, apart from Eagle and Sammy, there's really not a whole lot of ships that really... I guess Grit and Nell, maybe. And there is one in Dual Strike that's very much implied. But it's actually not one that you might expect as well. It's interesting. It's kind of interesting. Like, there's a certain combination of characters that you'd think would be shipped, but they don't actually see each other that way. And there's actually somebody else that is the real ship, even though they don't actually have a named tag power. But well, it sucks that I threw away that fighter for nothing, but I still think I'm in a pretty good position to get a good rank on this if I finish this next turn. And it'll mean that I get to end this in style points with Lightning Strike, or even Lightning Drive, maybe, just because I don't need the double movement. Oh, he's built 63 units, but I think I killed a massive number in one turn anyway. As strange as it seems, I think I will just go for Lightning Drive.
The eagle soars above you.
And at least we get that quote to end this map.
Lightning drive.
And so, bang, bang, and finally, bang. There we go. I feel like this went decently well apart from me sacrificing that fighter at the end for no reason. It is a little weird that Sammy is just kind of always in bad situations whenever you encounter her in the Black Hole Rising campaign. It doesn't really do a good job of showing off Sammy's strength. That's more in the first game, with going for HQ capture victories. I suppose since they were just trying to bring supplies, it makes sense for them to be a small force. It feels like Eagle's talking to me now for me sacking that fighter for no reason. Yeah, this time everyone's united against Black Hole. We did not have that before.
The enemy shall not be permitted a moment's rest.
Okay, yeah, that was a perfect score. So yeah, I shouldn't be worrying too much. But yeah, that mission can be a bit of a problem if you don't approach it the right way. I still prefer to head off the southern bombers first, and then pivot and attack the rest of the units. But with that done, we only have one mission left before the Green Earth Factory, and with that, we're going to find out the reason for that volcano quip in Danger Times 9. See you all then.